Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. You're watching In Deep on the Delta, and today's video is for all of you who own a Lowrance Ghost trolling motor or thinking about buying a Lowrance Ghost trolling motor. I've had a few problems when it comes to the stowing it and the deploying of the motor. These are mechanical problems, and I have come to find that they are pretty common problems. So if you have one and you haven't had this problem, this is a good video to watch because you will probably have the problem sooner or later. Part of the problem is in the ram, which I've had 3 of these replaced already, and the other problem has to do with a screw that comes loose on the carriage of this thing, and it really impedes the motor from being stowed. Now, I want to start off by saying if you have a problem with the head of this engine or the motor itself, think about letting the dealer take care of that. If you start pulling this head apart or the motor, you're liable to void your warranty. The problems that I am having are all mechanical and you can take care of yourself. As I said before, it comes with the problem of either deploying the motor or stowing the motor. Now, the first problem I'm going to go over is the problem that I've had stowing the motor, and it kind of leads to also what I'm going to talk about when it comes to the problems that I've had with the ram. So let me grab the camera. We'll go up here and we'll take a look at the problem. Okay, here we've got the motor in the deployed position. We have a little pin that runs through this motor right here, that runs through the arm of this, and that's how it cantilevers on this. You see this little screw right here? It's an Allen head screw. It looks, if it was to be pulled out, that's what the screw looks like. What happens is it works its way out. For some reason, Lowrance does not put any Loctite on the screw. When it works its way out of here, it'll come out just about yay much. You won't notice it, but as you try to stow the motor, you can see right here it'll kick or it'll catch on that, and it won't allow the motor to deploy. So if I was pulling let's see if I can pull this thing up like this. So let's take a look at that. If I was pulling this down, right when it gets to about right here, it stops and my motor is just in this position. It can't be deployed. So if you're stupid like me, you'll try to force it and you'll get something like this. I've had a couple of problems with this. You don't want to force it down. This is the nut or the bolt that you have to look at. All you need is a Allen wrench, which I keep on board now, and an extra screw, and put a little Loctite on it. So when this comes out, you want to make sure that you basically just pull it out, little Loctite, and put it in, and you'll be fine. It'll keep it from having any problems. So with that, I'm going to pull this up again. The other problem that I've had is with the ram. And the first ram that I had a problem somewhere with a seal in here, and it basically did not allow me any help pulling it up or stowing it or deploying it. So I had to do it manually, and it was just a lot harder to pull it up and much harder to drop it down. Now, I called Lowrance, and I'll put the number for their service center up there, told them what my problem was, and they basically sent me a new ram. Real easy to replace the ram with. It's just a bolt here and a bolt here, and you can see you can replace that. So that's the first problem that I've had with the ram. The second problem was something broke in here, and it only allowed the ram to go halfway. So same thing, I couldn't, I looked at all of my bolts and everything. I thought I had something going on that I've had before. Everything was in, and I found that it was the ram. The last thing that I checked, because it wouldn't stow, it would just kind of hit a spot, it was the ram. So I switched that ram out again, and again I called Lowrance, let them know what was happening, and they sent me a new ram, and it took care of the problem. Okay, the final thing that I want to talk about is this little assembly down in here. this little spring and this bolt coming through here. I think once or twice a year you're going to need to get down in here and clean this. And what happens is when the motor is stowed and you may have some vegetation on your head of the motor, it comes down here and it all builds up right in here. Now see this little guy right here? It doesn't pull down. If you want to be able to drop this down and really get in there, you have to take these side plates off right here. And to get the side plates off, it's pretty easy. There's only two little, there's a bolt or a little hex screw here, a hex screw here, and there's one up behind this nose. Let me pull this up. So in here you can see a bigger hex here and here. You pull that off and you pull that out and you'll be able to get the side plate off and this side plate off here, and you'll be able to get in here and clean it. So with that, that's about all I can tell you with this. Those are some very common problems that I think you'll have if you haven't already had them. Real easy fix. And final note, if you want to clean these things up, here's a little tip I'll give you. All the plastic on this, what I've been using is tire foam, just the same kind of tire foam that you use on your cars. You take that and you spray it on here, and it works a heck of a lot better than any type of Armor All or things that you normally use. It works great on your trailer too. If you're cleaning off the trailer, you have one of the trailers that have that armor coat on it. But you want to cover your any of your electronics. You want to cover your carpet and any of your paint, because I don't know what it'll do to that, but it sure as heck cleans this stuff. So with that, guys, thank you for watching. If you like the video, let me know. If you have some questions that I may not have gotten to, hit me up and I'll do my best to try to help you out getting that thing ready to go. So with that, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you at the next video. Bye bye.